Hello and welcome to Week 3, Unit 5 of our Open SAP course, Touch IoT with SAP Leonardo. Now that you've had a good understanding of the prototype challenge, it's time to move from theory to practice. So in this unit, I'll be giving you an overview and a demo of SAP's latest set of design and prototyping tools in the cloud. We call it Build. So let's get started. What exactly is Build and how does it help you? Well, Build is a prototyping tool created by SAP, and it's there for you to more easily design and prototype apps. The nice thing is it doesn't require technical expertise and it's free. And it has 4 primary sets of capabilities. You basically go through a process of learning, getting inspired, creating, and gathering feedback. But let's talk about each of these one at a time. First is the learning content. Now, you've already learned quite a bit about design thinking just by participating in this course. But if you want to stay up to date on design thinking and design best practices and get even more tips and tricks beyond what's covered here, you're definitely going to want to check out the learning section of Build because it includes lots of bite-sized guides and links to other courses that go even deeper into design and design thinking. So next is the gallery. If you're like me, sometimes it can be hard to jumpstart your own creativity when you're just staring at a blank page. But what if you had a gallery of already created prototypes that you could clone and build upon? Well, that's exactly what the Build Gallery is. And as Lisa already mentioned in the previous unit, we have prepared for you a connected goods prototype. And this is designed to make your life easier for when you participate in the prototype challenge. You can find it in the Build Gallery, or you can just use the link provided here, and it'll take you directly to that prototype. Then you simply clone the prototype and can get right into your creative mode and customize it to fit your use case. In fact, in just a few minutes, I'll walk you through a step-by-step demo on how exactly this works. So then there's the Build prototyping tool itself, which is probably what Build is known for most, since it's really the essence of what makes Build, Build. It's a cloud-based tool, and what it does is it enables you to create interactive prototypes including low fidelity or high fidelity prototypes. It also includes a bunch of Fiori UI controls, sample data, templates, and more. Last but not least is the user feedback aspect of Build. You can easily share your Build prototype with friends or coworkers and ask them to play with it. And as part of that process, you can get pretty sophisticated feedback through seeing how they use your prototype. And this includes features for analyzing user behavior and gathering inline annotations. Okay, so now that you know what Build is, let's talk more about why and how it might help you, both generally and for this course specifically. So remember this visualization from earlier in the course? The point was to show that it's much cheaper to understand the needs of the end user and then iterate on those needs and then iterate on the necessary designs before working with code or handing over requirements to a development team. Because once an app is in the process of being developed, well, it's exponentially more expensive to make the same changes that you could make earlier much more easily by comparison. So that's the goal of Build, really. I mean, it's there for you to fail fast or learn fast in the discover and design phase. For the users you envision for your prototype, figure out what works and what doesn't, and do this way before you start actually dealing with code, system integrations, backends, or whatever other stuff might come up with development and deployment. Now, specifically for this course, Build is not required. However, it could make your prototyping life easier, so we encourage you to check it out and consider it, especially since we have a specific IoT prototype already created that you can start with, the connected goods prototype we mentioned earlier. Also, remember that you're going to be participating in a peer review process through which your prototype, it's going to be evaluated by 5 of your peers, and then you will evaluate 5 prototypes of your peers as well. This peer review process alone will really help facilitate you gathering some feedback from the initial users of your prototype. But if you want even more specific feedback on your prototype, you should consider using the Build feedback tools and including a link as part of your submission for your peers to participate. You're going to see how all of this works in just a second, and we'll also provide instructions on how to do this in the prototype challenge section of the course website. for those of you interested. Okay, so enough talk of build. Let's go ahead and switch to demo mode and actually play with it. All right, so let's take a closer look at build in action. So first of all, I'm going to go to build in my browser by going to build.me, and it's going to load the start screen of build. And for you, you're going to click on sign up if you don't already have a build account. I'm going to click on log in because I already have a build account. Now to sign up, it's pretty basic. You just need your name, email, and you pick a password. But for those of you who already have a build account, just log right in. So you're going to see first the projects and feedback sections. You can scroll through and see all the different options here. And up top, you're going to see options that we went over earlier, where you can look at the gallery of apps, learning tidbits, and some other things to get started with build. Now, we're going to click on Gallery to start, because this is where you're going to find the SAP Connected Goods template that we talked about earlier, that you can use this as a base for your IoT prototype. So let's look into how that works. So if you scroll through here, you can see a bunch of different prototypes that are available in the gallery that you can clone. And the way that works is, first we're going to search for connected goods. So let's just click on the search tab and type in connected goods and hit enter, and there it pops up. So if you click on this connected goods template, then it shows you what's included and some previews of it. And here you click on the clone button at the top, and that creates a project. Oh, you got to click on clone one more time. And then you get these moving gears. That was pretty fast. Project cloned. And now it creates a project in your account that is a prototype based on the connected goods template that was put into the gallery. And then this is pretty slick. So what you can do from here is you can click on these pages directly and then edit them to your liking and adjust based on your use case and overlay your changes on top of what's already there. So you don't have to start with a blank page. So you can just click on any of these pages and jump straight to the prototype that is connected goods as it is in the gallery. And you might have noticed there on that previous page, there were two different pages. We have actually two different scenarios, coolers and coffee machines. So you can pick whichever one, or you can look at both of them and sort of play around. And the cool thing about Build is that everything on this page is editable, and you have a bunch of tools in the left and right hand viewing panes. And like I said, you're not starting from a blank page this time. So basically, as you follow the instructions on the website for creating your own IoT prototype, you can use this as a base, or you can use the PowerPoint templates that we've provided as well, whichever works for you. And you can just click right on the page and change the name of something, or change the picture. And then there's also charts here that you can click on, and then change the various metrics that are measured with these charts, or the chart types. So we'll let you play around with it, but if you want to see what an outcome looks like based on clicking around and changing things, I just have preloaded here. Here's a trash bin scenario where we took basically the coffee machine template and we uploaded a new picture, we changed the name, we changed the key metric to fill level of the trash bin, and also the notifications have been changed, and the first set of historical data as part of the connected goods template is the fill level of the trash bin over time. So this is an example of taking the existing connected goods template for coffee and then changing it for your use case, in this case a trash bin scenario. Now, all the other features of Build are here for you to play with. If you look at the upward nav, you've got Create, Study, Publish, and Preview. Preview, if you click here, lets you see what it looks like on different devices. You don't need to make it so that it works on multiple devices, by the way. You can stick to a desktop view or a mobile view, whatever works for you. If you publish it, then you'll generate a link that you can share with friends. And if you actually click on the Create Study link, so let me go ahead and do that, then you can give your prototype a name. So I'm going to call this Bob Connected Goods Prototype, and a description, it's pretty cool. And then I'm going to click on the button Create and go to Research. And what this does, we talked a little bit about this earlier, is it creates a study, and it's a link that you send to your friends or family, and it allows them to interact with the prototype, and you can provide instructions for what you want them to do with it, and then you can see a heat map of where they click based on your instructions. So I'm not going to go through the whole process right now because it's pretty intuitive, and Build has a pretty cool help file. You can click up here on this search icon and get answers to any questions you have. And we'll also be in the discussion forums to help you along the way if you choose this route for your prototype. But we just wanted to give you a quick overview of what's possible. And with that, we've come to the end of the unit. Next up, you're going to learn how to start small, think big with SAP and SAP Leonardo. Thanks a bunch and enjoy the rest of the course.